Us on this Friday afternoon. An exciting matchup as we get into the knockout stage. Puerto Rico finishing second in Group E, taking on the third place team from Group G, that being St. Kitts and Nevis. Very different journeys to this position for both of these teams. We'll get into all of that. A look at the weather conditions, 85 degrees. It's another warm day here in the Dominican Republic. A slight chance of rain, a little bit of breeze in the forecast as well for this stadium that is in amongst the trees here in San Cristobal. A beautiful venue for 90 minutes of soccer and potentially more if we need it coming into this game today. Well, Puerto Rico 2-0-1, getting their wins against the Dominican Republic by a score of 3-1, and then a 7-0 loss against the United States, but they did finish it out with a 1-0 win over Nicaragua, and they are trying to best their best ever finish in this competition. They did make it to the round of 16 in 2020 before losing in penalty kicks on this field to Trinidad and Tobago. On the other side for St. Kitts and Nevis, 1-0-2, their lone win 7-2 over Trinidad and Tobago. Their other two losses against Canada and El Salvador, they lost by a combined score of 12-0. So their goals have come in bunches, to say the least, in this competition. We are building up to first kick. Puerto Rico, St. Kitts and Nevis. Lineups, national anthems coming your way here from San Cristobal.
Damas y caballeros, demos la bienvenida a los equipos nacionales de Puerto Rico y St. Kitts and Nevis para el partido de esta tarde del Campeonato Femenino Sub-20 de Concacaf. Damas y caballeros, les pedimos ponerse de pie para escuchar el himno nacional de Puerto Rico. continuación escucharemos el himno nacional de San Quintan Nevis.
A look at Nat Gonzalez's starting 11 for Puerto Rico, and it's two changes into the 11 today for Puerto Rico, and the players to watch. Brookhart has scored 2 goals. Alondra Nevis has scored 1, along with Ivy Garner. She also has a goal in this competition. Puerto Rico have scored 4 goals total, and then that 7-0 loss against the United States. And a look at our referees today. Crystal Sobers from Trinidad and Tobago will be in the middle. Sandra Benitez will be today's 4th official, as the 2 captains come to midfield as well. J-Lo Varada for Puerto Rico and Chloe Udenberg of St. Kitts and Nevis.
Número 20, mediocampo, Ivy Gardner. Director técnico, Nat González.
Final instructions from the referee for both of the captains. And look at the VAR room, very experienced VAR room at that. Oda Hamilton from Jamaica, the VAR referee. Alan Chapman of the United States is the VAR assistant for today's match. And on the other side for Earl Jones and St. Kitts and Nevis, just 1 change into the lineup. It's Venicia Batiste who has come in for Eve Richards, the lone alteration to this 11, and they are coming off a 5-0 loss against El Salvador last time out. Their 2 losses have come by a combined score of 12-0. This already is their best ever finish in this competition. They've made it out of the group stage. They also got their first ever win in this competition in the 7-2 win over Trinidad and Tobago. So this team making history and hoping to make more of that history this afternoon. Clouds making it a little bit darker here at Estadio Panamericano. It will be St. Kitts and Nevis in green and Puerto Rico in all blue. Just awaiting the whistle from Crystal Sobers. There it is, and away we go. The first match of the round of 16 in the 2022 Concacaf Women's Under-20 Championship. The winner of this match will take on either Canada or the Cayman Islands. That game to come later on today. Canada heavy favorites in that one. But here in this one, it's 2 teams that both didn't win their group. So we'll see who takes the upper hand early. But Puerto Rico overall has been the more impressive side just based on their record, 2-0-1. Those 2 wins coming over against the hosts, the Dominican Republic and Nicaragua as well. An early shot coming on, and it's Salish Rollins pushing this away. And then Warner putting it out of play. It'll be a throw in here for Puerto Rico. Already a dangerous moment inside of a minute. Let's a look at Nat Gonzalez, who is the head coach of this Under-20 team. He's also the head coach of the full national team, along with University of California, Riverside in the United States. Initial shot by Garner was blocked down. Now moved to the outside. Good ball coming in all the way to the back post. There's the shot, and it's blocked down just in front, but Puerto Rico staying on the front foot here early. Michelle Burnt. Good defensive play just to clear that away. A little bit farther, and Puerto Rico will reset here at midfield. A little bit of pressure from St. Kitts and Nevis will force this all the way back to the captain, J-Lo Verada. Good distribution to the far side. And Puerto Rico looking forward again. Long ball over the top. Good first touch. There's the shot all the way across the face of goal. It may have been a cross rather than a shot. Nonetheless, it goes out for a throw-in. And Puerto Rico absolutely pouring it on here in the early moments. Jessica Torres, a great first touch to set herself. And then the cross looking for Alandra Nieves was just off the mark. 2 minutes gone, already 2 good scoring opportunities for Puerto Rico, and they're looking for a third here. Good skill on the far side to beat the defender. Rolled towards the top of the area. Again, move back outside. It was missed by St. Kitts and Nevis, and now it's cleared away. Good distribution for Michelle Burnt. Gets to start it right back today for Puerto Rico. And for some of that overlapping play, Burnt making the run, and she receives the pass as well, able to keep this in play for the moment. The cross coming in, and not all too dangerous. It's bouncing right into the arms of Salish Rollins. This is the first game that Puerto Rico has played in this venue in this year's competition, as Ellie Stokes comes forward for St. Kitts and Nevis. Trying to get by Burnt, and Burnt won't let that happen. Just like in 2020, the first time Puerto Rico competed in this competition, their group stage was held in Santo Domingo. And also similar to 2020, their round of 16 match coming here in San Cristobal. And again, Nieves trying to turn the corner, but this one knocked out of play. It's a corner kick upcoming for Puerto Rico, who have been on the front foot here early, and Earl Jones trying to find a way to stop some of that forward momentum for Puerto Rico. Brianna Pizarro will stand over this, the Oregon State Beaver. Looks like this will be an in-swinger. Put in towards the back post, crashing in, just trying to keep this alive. Eventually it's cleared away and tracked down by Ana Diaz. Take that touch inside, the pass eventually blocked down. Here's Michelle Burnt. And the play through the lines, and space opening up in the middle for Ana Diaz, who distributes to that left side. A long run by Brooke Hart, who gets the cross away. It'll be Hart again to the end line. That would have gone out for a goal kick. Instead, it's put out for another throw-in. A lot of early defending here in the opening 5 minutes from St. Kitts and Nevis. Ball lofted in again towards the back post. Too tall for Jessica Torres. Again, it's Michelle Burnt. Back for Torres. Plays it infield for Diaz. Now the two central defenders in Emma Gonzalez and Estefania Gonzalez. Diaz coming forward, trying to break the lines again. Salish Rollins had that red all the way and able to collect for St. Kitts and Nevis. When they did get that first ever win in this competition, it was a historic win, of course. Also, 2 hat tricks were scored in that game. Yanla Bailey-Williams along with Jazara Claxton able to net 3 goals on the day. And Ellie Stokes, another one from the penalty spot. So those are the 3 goal scores for St. Kitts and Nevis. They really have not had any chance of moving the ball upfield so far in this game. In their other 2 matches outside of that Trinidad and Tobago win, they really had a tough time of it, not able to score and conceding 7 to Canada, 6 of those in the first half, and 5 to El Salvador. And Puerto Rico looking like they are eager for an early goal here. Good touch to turn the corner. Now trying to get the cross back in, able to set herself. The shot was kind of scuffed into the ground. Not enough to beat Rollins. The corner of the box. And now the cross coming in again. It's missed, and this one is in. It looks to be an own goal here, but Puerto Rico able to get the game's first goal. We'll see who got the last touch on it. Puerto Rico won't mind as they have a lead, and it's a deserved lead at that. And it looks like that comes off of a Yanla Bailey-Williams. The direction of that ball absolutely changing. We said she scored 3 goals the other day, but not these type of goals. The ball put in by Brooke Hart. And that will go as an own goal. So a tough start here from St. Kitts and Nevis. So many shots going the way of Puerto Rico. They've had most of possession, most of the chances at goal. It looks like it could be a similar story here today as this game continues. Played down the line. Udenberg will get there for St. Kitts and Nevis. Trying to drive forward here, getting through a couple of defenders. There's the shot, and it's fired out of play. Good power behind the shot, but just didn't have the precision from Alondra Nieves. College teammate of Brooke Hart, and they've combined for 3 of the 5 goals that Puerto Rico have scored in this competition. And again, played all the way back for J-Lo Verada. Here's Ama Diaz. Again, trying to release Brooke Hart down the far side. Pass off the mark. Remember, getting into this knockout stage, all eyes on the semifinals. The winners of both of the semis will get into the Under-20 World Cup later on this summer. That'll be in Costa Rica. The loser will still have a chance, though, as the 3rd place team also will get a spot into the Under-20 World Cup later on this year. Exciting for Concacaf that Costa Rica hosts, which means there'll be 4 teams from the Concacaf region in that competition. That's why you don't see Costa Rica in any of the groups here. As Salish Rollins comes off her line to punch this away. Yanla Bailey-Williams able to just clear this out of play for a throw-in. Bailey-Williams will knock this clear only as far as Ivy Garner. And now Michelle Burnt. bounces over the top. Nevis is in, and Nevis scores. It's another goal for Puerto Rico. 2 goals in 12 minutes. And for Alondra Nevis, her second goal scored in this year's competition. It doubles the advantage for Puerto Rico. They are off and running here in the round of 16. Just the ball bouncing over the top. A good touch there by Nevis to get away from the defender. And after that, all she had to do was slot it by Sally Schrollens, who didn't pose too much of a threat, although was trying to come off her line to close down the angle. Another good finish there for Puerto Rico. And they already have the ball back after we get back from replay. Here's Garner, who sends the cross in. This chested down, there's the shot, and it's another goal. 2 inside of a minute for Puerto Rico. It's 3-0. And they're really starting to pour it on now. Easy ball in from Ivy Garner, who cut back onto her left foot. It was right off the chest of the St. Kitts and Nevis defender, and give a lot of credit to Brooke Hart for reading that play perfectly. She knew where that was going to bounce. She attacked the area, the ball found her foot. And that's how to make it 3-0. So 2 goals inside of about a minute's time. Balance there, and looks like Torres just let this go out for the throw. Another one here for Puerto Rico. Seems like the entire game has been played on this end of the field. Nat Gonzalez has to like what he's seen out of his team so far. Good intensity, and right from the opening whistle. Michelle Burnt. To find space. Again, it's Torres, who's in an offside position. The flag is up. In the proper place to get play restarted. If you're just joining us, 3 goals in quick succession for Puerto Rico. The own goal from Iyanla Bailey-Williams, and then 2 goals. First from Alondra Nevis and then Brooke Hart. Quick to get this back in play, gets it down the line. And the whistle will come. Too aggressive there was Alondra Nevis. Rudenberg quick to put it back in play. Burnt able to bring this down. Bailey-Williams, though, stirring Burnt, trying to win that ball back in a good area. Way back here for J-Lo Verada, who may not have a whole lot to do with her hands today. Well, Bailey-Williams trying to capitalize on a heavy touch there in central defense. Burnt able to keep this in play. Gonzalez moves it across for Emma Gonzalez. Now space to maneuver for Ana Diaz, who springs Brooke Hart into the corner. Defended there by Glenicia Batiste. Whenever Puerto Rico give the ball up, they're always quick to get it back. Counter press has been there from Puerto Rico so far today. Ellie Stokes picks it up for St. Kitts and Nevis. Immediately given right back. Talking about that counter press. Michelle Burnt. Clearance blocked down and picked up by Ivy Garner. Here's Garner. It's all the way to the end line, now cuts it back. Has an option there in Torres. Burnt again. Good play here from Puerto Rico, able to find the space. A good touch to find space. Trying to get this through, the pass deflected away. It'll trickle out for a corner kick. I think a whistle here will end the threat anyway. So offside the call. A free kick here for St. Kitts and Nevis. Aside from this one, 3 other games on the schedule in this competition today. Currently, the United States taking on Suriname in Santo Domingo. Second game here in San Cristobal will be El Salvador taking on the host, the Dominican Republic. And of course, Canada taking on the Cayman Islands, which is the winner of this game will take on coming on Tuesday of next week, so a bit of a longer break in between games. I'm sure it's nice for these teams as they played almost every other day up until this point. Have this throw in after St. Kitts and Nevis, and Trishani Warner thought that should have gone their way instead. Driving upfield. Diaz now picked up in the middle, and a shot from distance is fired wide. Stefania Gonzalez coming, or pardon me, that Maria Sanabria coming up from her deeper lying midfield position, able to just fire that wide. Rollins touches it back in play for St. Kitts and Nevis. Nearly given away right out of the back. Nieves, deflected cross and a corner kick for Puerto Rico. 20 minutes gone and everything going the way of those in blue. Gonzalez instructing his side. See that corner flag was whipping in the breeze as well. Here's the in-swinger towards goal and touched away by Rollins. Nearly an Olympico from the corner. The clearance though right back into the middle, and Bailey Williams will finally get this clear. Breaking the lines again, Ivy Garner turns the corner. Garner driving in on goal. Garner from a tough angle. Does have this deflect out of play. And it will be another corner kick for Puerto Rico. Michelle Burnt going all the way to the far side to take this now for Puerto Rico. More driven ball in. Abria got her head to it. Burnt will have another chance here for Puerto Rico. Close down that space, able to win it back is Jessica Torres. Eventually, this will be a free kick back to St. Kitts and Nevis. Williams goes to ground and throw away at St. Kitts and Nevis here. Free kick. Gutenberg looking for space on the far side. Sonia Marshall plays this over the top. And there's J.Lo Verada. Hasn't had a whole lot to do in the opening quarter of this match, but able to come up with a stop there, and now quickly back the other way. Here comes Puerto Rico. This time good defending from St. Kitts and Nevis to end the threat. Bailey Williams with a heavy touch will give it right back to Puerto Rico. Hart plays this up ahead once more. Udenberg there to recover defensively. Two sisters, Chloe and Kayla, actually born in Canada but have, of course, connections to St. Kitts and Nevis, and that's why they will don the colors of St. Kitts and Nevis. Played Canada already in the group stage, which I'm sure was an interesting game for both of them. Ana Diaz plays it through. Options await in the middle. And another corner kick going Puerto Rico's way. Again, it's the right back, Michelle Burnt, who drives this in again. The header to clear it away at first. And now just popping right back up in the air for Salish Rollins. Battle for it there in the middle. Eventually it's a throw in Puerto Rico's way. Looks like we'll pause here for our hydration break. A very warm day here in San Cristobal. We take a break for our cooling break. The 3 goals scored by Iyanla Bailey Williams. It was an own goal. And then Brooke Hart and Alondra Nieves have also been able to tack one on for Puerto Rico. A really dominating performance thus far as they look to make it as far as they ever have in this competition. They made the round of 16 in 2020. That's where they are now, and a win, of course, would take them into the quarterfinals. They will take on either Canada or the Cayman Islands. Canada's looked very good in this competition. All three of their games by a +16 goal difference. They have yet to concede. Canada, remember, plays later on against the Cayman Islands. It's interesting, both these teams come in with a negative goal difference into this game today. St. Kitts and Nevis at -7. Puerto Rico is at -4.
Sideways, skipping, just get loose.
And back underway here after the hydration break, nearing the half-hour mark. This one intercepted by Jan LeBailey-Williams. Trying to play that ahead for Claxton. And quickly won back by Puerto Rico. First day of the round of 16. The Concacaf Women's Under-20 Championship. We're here in San Cristobal, Dominican Republic at Estadio Panamericano. As Brooke Hart drives infield, will take this on and drags her shot wide of goal. There's Torres, and now Diaz. Played out wide for Brooke Hart. Hart will cross this in, bouncing through. The header is just wide, and a big collision, and it looks like the referee pointing to the spot. Jessica Torres crashing it on goal. Salish Rollins coming off her line. The ball was really there for anybody. It was Torres who comes out of that second best. Big collision, and it looked like he may have gotten punched in the face there by Rollins. So now Rollins will have a penalty kick to defend here. And a big opportunity here for Puerto Rico to add another. This looks to be Brooke Hart stepping up. Hart already 2 goals. Just waiting for VAR to confirm this. Odette Hamilton and Alan Chapman. VAR checking this penalty. I don't know, just looking back at that replay, if there's anything clear and obvious that could overturn this. All eyes on Crystal Sobers. The penalty confirmed, and we are ready to go. Stokes steps up, and Stokes scores. It's 4 for Puerto Rico and a first half brace for Brookhart. Brookhart came in with 2 goals already in this competition. And she now has 2 on the day as well.
Damas y caballeros, gol del equipo de Puerto Rico. Minuto
Another look
32.
at it here from behind, and like she just went right down the middle. A little bit over to her left. But in the end, it's a 4th goal for Puerto Rico, and they might look for more. It's Garner. For Michelle Burnt. Burnt on the turn, puts it back into the middle. Burnt misses that touch. You hear the gasp from the technical area. And a free kick, or pardon me, a throw in here for St. Kitts and Nevis. Puerto Rico able to get right back on it. So it's almost like nothing even happened. The attack continues. Ivy Garner puts the ball into the middle, and there's a first half hat trick. Brookhart, 3 goals in just over a half hour. It's been that type of performance here from Puerto Rico. The goals just keep on coming. Great service in from Ivy Garner. And it was Brookhart just able to get in front of her defender and able to head that home.
Atención, damas y caballeros, gol del equipo de Puerto Rico. La número 11, Brookhart, al minuto 33.
Georgia State Panther Brookhart out of Marietta, Georgia. High school scored 4 goals in a game and might have an opportunity to do that again here, but now it's a corner kick for St. Kitts and Nevis. Last-ditch defending there from Puerto Rico. Far side will be Ellie Stokes to take this for St. Kitts and Nevis. Stokes puts this one in. Ana Diaz there to defend. Stokes who gets on it again. Puts it right up into the air. Hart, an early ball through. And Salish Rollins is there for St. Kitts and Nevis. Udenberg plays it back into the middle. Immediately won back by Puerto Rico. Gonzalez. Udenberg got a touch on it just to put it out. Here's Hart. Already with a hat trick and now plays it through. Eventually cleared away by Jasana Williams. And it's a throw-in upcoming for Puerto Rico. Played into the middle, and here comes Puerto Rico looking for another. The shot coming on and just going over the bar. Another good attempt for Puerto Rico, this time from Ivy Garner. She'll be playing her college soccer at Liberty University in the coming months. A lot of NCAA representation really throughout this Puerto Rican starting 11. Florida, Oregon State, Nova Southeastern, Georgia State. Udenberg for Zonia Marshall, a good touch. It was closed down quickly, that space, by Estefania Gonzalez. Matisse on the far side. There's Hart playing it through the middle again. Just too tall for Jessica Torres. There's Bailey Williams. Key for St. Kitts and Nevis is to get Bailey Williams on the ball as much as possible. And that's been hard to do so far today. This ball cut back, nothing happening again. Just slipping down was Jazara Claxton. Looks like St. Kitts and Nevis might have had something going forward there. And now a foul, and young Bailey Williams commits it. Free kick here for Jessica Torres. Stefania Gonzalez for Emma Gonzalez. Sanabria. There's Hart crossing this in again. Bailey Williams gets good contact on this one. And still a chance here for Puerto Rico. Michelle Burnt. The whistle will stop play. A free kick to Puerto Rico. Garner, and this well over the bar. And the fencing behind the goal. Another goal kick for St. Kitts and Nevis. About 5 minutes to go until halftime. Able to win that back. Jasana Williams couldn't connect with Claxton. Marshall is making the run on the far side as well. Played all the way back. Dealt with by J.Lo Verado. Wasn't the easiest ball there from Gonzalez. And a player down here for St. Kitts and Nevis will signal a stoppage, and training staff is told to come onto the field. Looks like that's Jasana Williams, who is down on the field for St. Kitts and Nevis. Williams back on her feet and able to make the walk off to the far side, and that's the captain, Chloe Udenberg, trying to inspire her team. It's been tough going, of course, down 5-0 already. They did give up 6 goals in that game against Canada to open up this competition in the first half. And as Chloe Udenberg said after that game, thought they really had some positive things to take out of that second half, where they only allowed 1 and they really limited the chances for Canada. They carried that into the next game and won 7-2. Unfortunately, unless they can come back here today, there's no next game. Kind of how the story has gone for St. Kitts and Nevis. Even in that game against El Salvador, 4 of the 5 goals that they gave up came in the first half, including one at 45 plus 5. Gonzalez. St. Kitts and Nevis currently playing with 10, as Jasana Williams is still being worked on the far side. And we'll see if she can get back on, or whether Earl Jones will have to make an early substitution. They'll play it through again. Garner looking for that extra pass. It's touched out of play for a corner kick.
You hearing me? Get somebody do it.
It'll be an in-swinger from this near corner. Put in towards the back post, crashing in. The shot blocked down. Still not cleared. Pops up right in the air, and it was missed by Alondra Nieves after Maria Sanabria trying to keep that play alive for Puerto Rico. And it looks like another player shaken up here is Glenicia Batiste. Find out how much stoppage time we get now. And it's 2 minutes added on at the end of this first half. Sanabria moves to the far side. Pizarro plays it forward. It'll find the foot of Brooke Hart. A good foot to land on today. Sanabria gets the cross away. Oh, and it hits the crossbar. Batiste just kind of looked up at that saying, I can't do anything about this, as Burnt tries to put it right back in. St. Kitts and Nevis still playing with just 10 players, and now you can see the trainer motioning for a substitution. Here's another chance, and bangs it in. Ivy Garner from outside the area. 6 goals in the first half for Puerto Rico. They are riding high here in San Cristobal. Another look at it here. Look at all the space for Ivy Garner. Able to set herself and fire it into that bottom left-hand corner. Rollins may have been shielded a bit, but there was enough power on that shot to beat her regardless if she saw it or not. And the placement was also pretty perfect. So it's 6 goals. It's the same 3 goal scorers that have scored the previous 4 goals coming into this game, along with the own goal, of course, today. Hart has 3, Nevis with 1, and Garner with 1. As this first half has come to a close, all Puerto Rico. The goals came quick and fast. The first one coming in the 8th minute. Nevis and Hart then scored within a minute of each other. And we have reached the break here from San Cristobal. It's Puerto Rico 6, St. Kitts and Nevis 0.
Sin decirme nada, yo soy la pena de la barriada. Ella me vivía, él me vivía. Tome esta copa, cantinero. Tome esta copa, cantinero. ¿Quién la tendrá consentida? Con flores en el balcón. ¿Quién la tendrá consentida? Con flores en el balcón.
Qatar Airways, la línea aérea oficial del Campeonato Femenino Sub-20 de Concacaf 2022. Garantiza tu lugar para la Copa del Mundo en Qatar con nuestros increíbles paquetes de viaje. Cómpralo ahora en QatarAirways.com/FIFA 2022. Nike, patrocinador oficial del Campeonato Femenino Sub-20 de Concacaf 2022. Scotiabank es patrocinador orgulloso del Campeonato Sub-20 Femenino de la Concacaf 2022, porque el fútbol inspira a niños y transforma futuros. Sigue a Scotiabank Fútbol Club en Facebook para conocer más de nuestras iniciativas en torno al fútbol. El fair play y el mutuo respeto son fundamentales en el fútbol. La conducta discriminatoria no está permitida. Le pedimos que respeten los principios de fair play y que tomen parte en el juego, con espíritu de unidad, respeto e igualdad. Diga no a la discriminación. No te pierdas el Campeonato Femenino Concacaf que comienza el 4 de julio en Monterrey, México. Únete a la acción donde los mejores equipos de la región lucharán por su lugar en el Mundial 2023. Para más detalle visita concacaf.com. Para las últimas noticias, estadística del partido y más, visita la página oficial concacaf.com y sigue toda la acción del torneo en las redes sociales, Twitter, Facebook e Instagram.
Highlights from the first 45 minutes of action, round of 16 between Puerto Rico and St. Kitts and Nevis. The goal started very early, 8th minute. Iyanla Bailey-Williams trying to clear this ball away. Instead, slices it right over Salish Rollins and into the back of the net for the first goal of the game. And it was Brooke Hart who had the cross to set that whole thing up. We'd hear from Hart just a little bit later on, and for 3 goals. But Puerto Rico would keep on coming forward, looking for another. This one just bouncing right over the head of the defender. Alondra Nieves able to bring it in field and slot it home for the second goal of the first half. And as the chances kept on coming, so would the goals. Beautiful ball in, right off the defender's chest, and Brooke Hart read that perfectly. Ivy Garner with the assist. She would later get a goal of her own, but this one would be Brooke Hart's. Able to slot that one home for 3-0. Another look at it here from behind. Tough one there, right off the inside of the post for Salish Rollins. Then from the penalty spot, Brooke Hart would step up once again to fire home her second goal of the game. And that gave Puerto Rico a bigger lead, and then Garner putting in another ball for Hart, and she would finish off her first half hat trick. Those goals coming just moments apart as well. A really impressive first 45 minutes from Puerto Rico. And the goals would still keep on coming. There would still be one more on the cards for Ivy Garner, and this is just a beautiful hit from distance. 20 yards out. Able to place it right where she wants, into the bottom corner and into the back of the net. As we stand at halftime here, it is Puerto Rico 6, St. Kitts and Nevis 0. Look at the first half stats, and pretty much tells the story there. Everything in favor of Puerto Rico. And we'll see if St. Kitts and Nevis can mount some sort of comeback, or at least try to get something going upfield in the second half. But for now, we'll step aside. Second half is on the way. Getting set for the second 45 minutes of action from San Cristobal, Dominican Republic and Estadio Panamericano. Looks like a whole host of substitutions getting set to come on for both sides. It is 6-0 in favor of Puerto Rico as we get a look at the first sub coming on there.
Ingresa la número 2 y sale la número 7.
And the second one as well. Gisana Williams will be coming off. And the two coming on to be Shanika Francis and Casey Boyles. There will also be a substitution in goal with Ariana Anderson coming on for the second 45 minutes of action. Well, Alondra Nevis will be coming off. And coming on is Laniaya Del Valle. And the second half is underway. Teams will switch ends. Really positive first half for Puerto Rico, as you can imagine. And we'll see what the second half brings. But everything going the way of those wearing blue. Conicia Batiste, the other one to come off for St. Kitts and Nevis as those subs scroll by there on the top. Udenberg will drive this forward and immediately headed away. Looking to find space down the right. Remember, this is the first of two games here from San Cristobal today. Second one will feature Guatemala taking on the Dominican Republic. But the winner of this game will move on to face either Canada or the Cayman Islands, who are playing later on today. Currently, the United States is in action as they are taking on Suriname, and pardon me, El Salvador against Dominican Republic later on today. Guatemala will take on Bermuda after winning their group. That game will be tomorrow. The flag was up for offside, and now it looks like they'll bring it back. The flag went up on the other side, it did, so they'll bring it back, and it looks like the referee has changed shirts. They were in a gray top earlier. Maybe that was a little bit too close to the blue on Puerto Rico, so now the referee's in yellow for this second half. It's played down the line. And again, this time intercepted by Udenberg. Space to work in the middle. Ana Diaz awaits, and there she is on the ball. And we'll keep it moving for Brianna Pizarro. Diaz moves it out wide. Pizarro will lift this in towards goal. And Sally Rollins bobbled it for a minute, but was able to collect it. Playing it down the line and just off the mark looking for Del Valle. Bailey Williams able to collect it again for St. Kitts and Nevis. Her distribution is given right back to Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico a bit more methodical here in this second half. They're doing a good job trying to keep the ball and keep it away from St. Kitts and Nevis. They then chase the ball, and just about everybody back defending in that attacking third right now on Puerto Rico's. As Ana Diaz trying to take that shot on, but it was blocked down at impact. Diaz will get it back and move it along. Here's Brianna Pizarro. And now it's Brooke Hart. Already a hat trick today. Brooke Hart as this one saved by Rollins again. Good play once again from Brooke Hart. Trying to match her career high in a game, at least that we know of, when she scored 4 goals back in high school. Here's Pizarro. Pizarro will come forward. Pizarro takes it on, and it's pushed aside by Rollins. And again, Diaz now back for Gonzalez. Here's Garner, who scored a peach of a goal right at the end of the first half. Gets this cross away, and it's on top of the net and out for a goal kick. Matt Gonzalez has to be pleased with that first 45 minutes. A really strong performance from Puerto Rico thus far. Cutting infield is Pizarro. He was cut off. A good job by Diaz to win that back. Brooke Hart steps in. Tries to weave herself in field. Pizarro again, and this time fires it wide. Had some space on that left foot, the starting left back, and a little bit of a smile as she gets back into her defensive position. Hart got a foot in there. Here's Brooke Hart. Plays it back centrally, trying to return it. Hart staying with the play, but Bailey Williams went to ground and was able to kind of trap that under her leg. St. Kitts and Nevis able to find a way out here just to relieve some pressure. Now it's given right back. Poked away. Another shot coming from distance. Rollins has this bounce right over her. Did she get a touch on that? And she did not. It's going to be a goal kick. Kind of a weird play there on the shot from Del Valle. Yeah, that did bounce right over her. Bailey Williams looking to clear this away again. Sanabria for Torres. Played ahead once again. Garner puts the cross in. Maybe an appeal for handball there as that ball popped up a bit awkwardly. So corner kick here. Here's the in-swinger. It's head of the way. Brooke Hart will track this down on the far side. Hart puts the ball back in. Garner with a little flick. And her shot saved by Rollins. Diaz. Up over the top for Brooke Hart. Hart has this deflect out of play. And it looks like some substitutions now. Just shy of the hour mark. And that will be the end of the day for Brooke Hart, but what a really good outing it was. A hat trick in the first 32 minutes. It's Carish Rivera de Jesus to come on for Puerto Rico. Rollins needs help tying her shoe, and now we're good to get play back underway. The first substitution window used by Nat Gonzalez. And remember, they do have about 3 days rest in between this game and the next game they'll play on the 8th. So a decent amount of time for Puerto Rico. Thrown down the line, and looks like Garner was pulled back by Bailey Williams. A free kick here for Puerto Rico. Brianna Pizarro will send this one in. Pizarro just kind of clips this up towards the penalty spot. It's deflected over towards the far side. Puerto Rico able to keep this one in. Good skill. Now St. Kitts and Nevis find an outlet, but good defending once more by Puerto Rico. It's Ana Diaz. Diaz back on it. Pizarro trying to play that in centrally. It was Del Valle who felt a little bit of pressure. I should mention Ariana Anderson, who came on at halftime. I'm not sure she has a touch of the ball in any facet in this second half. Gonzalez for Emma Gonzalez. Pardon me, that's Michelle Burnt. Pizarro will just play this back once again, and Puerto Rico playing keep away. Good job just holding the ball. As there's 30 minutes to play, and this is not going to get any easier for St. Kitts and Nevis. How many more will Puerto Rico score? They're not scored in this second half as of yet. All 6 of those goals coming in the first 45 minutes, including the own goal, which started it all off from Iyanla Bailey-Williams. There'll be another substitution coming here. And Puerto Rico team to make it. Ivy Garner will come off. And coming on, Liliana Hernandez. 4th sub made by Nat Gonzalez. So there's 4 players waiting on the bench, maybe for that 5th and final sub. Udenberg doing well in the middle, showing a burst of pace. Udenberg tries to put this towards goal, and that might be considered one of the first shots of the game for St. Kitts and Nevis. Also a touch for Ariana Anderson in goal. Here's Claxton. Remember, she has a hat trick already in this competition, and Claxton just giving a big hug to Ana Diaz. Not allowed to do that. That's a foul and a free kick. Here it is again. I don't think Diaz was really having any of it. Play this in behind, and it will run all the way out of play. Bailey-Williams playing it through the middle. Odenberg trying to play it up ahead once again. This time it's Zonia Marshall, and she is brought down. A free kick for St. Kitts and Nevis.
Do a couple accelerations.
This ball played forward and right at Anderson, who is forced into a save there. And it's quickly Puerto Rico trying to stream back the other way. Here's Diaz. Move to the near side, and Brianna Pizarro was able to find space and break the lines. Rivera de Jesus trying to turn the corner. She goes down. The ball stayed in play. Let's see what the decision is here. Abria moves it along. Here's Michelle Burnt. Able to keep this alive, only for a moment though. Puerto Rico seemed to have lost a little bit of that bite they had in the first half, and maybe that's because of some of the substitutions made. The likes of Nevis, Garner, and Hart are off, those 3 goal scorers. Pizarro plays it infield. Good quick passing, falls in front again. Rollins slides out. And now it looks like the flag is up for offside. Weird play there as Laniaya Del Valle came crashing into the box. That ball, though, was deflected through, which is interesting. That looked to be a deliberate touch. Now, Del Valle was in an offside position before the pass was made, but still, that last touch makes things a little bit more interesting. Nonetheless, offside is given. Here's Diaz moving it out wide. Torres trying to cut back in field. Jessica Torres has the shot blocked down. Her last touch let her down just a little bit. As Gonzalez will keep this in for Puerto Rico. Again, move to the outside. That last deflection did come off of Torres. It'll be a goal kick here past the midway point of this second half.
Atención, damas y caballeros, sustitución en el equipo de El Salvador. Ingresa la número 18, sale la número 19.
A substitution. It'll be Natasha Soto coming on replacing Emma Gonzalez. And that is the last sub allotted for Puerto Rico.
Minuto 72 del partido.
This ball eventually is out of play. Bailey Williams, that was a loose pass. Hernandez puts it in the middle for Diaz. Ana Diaz, good skill to find space. Michelle Burnt, she'll provide the service. Bailey Williams, oh, she puts it right into the middle. It's a 7th goal for Puerto Rico. And this will be a water break as well. But it's Jessica Torres to get the goal for Puerto Rico. A new goal scorer in this game for Puerto Rico. Torres has been brilliant all game long, and for Bailey Williams, she just put that right on a platter for Torres. And she was not going to miss from that close of distance. But still, the jubilation from being able to score a goal. Another look at it here. Miscued and put right home. So as things stand, Puerto Rico will be moving on to take on either Canada or the Cayman Islands. And Canada heavy favorites in that one. But we'll see what happens later on today in Santo Domingo.
Gol de Puerto Rico. La jugadora Jessica Torres, número 13.
The players making their way back out after the cooling break and after Puerto Rico has added a 7th goal. Big score lines in both of the early games on this Friday. The United States currently taking on Suriname. At last check, that was 8-0. And here in San Cristobal, it's 7-0. United States will move on to take on either El Salvador or the Dominican Republic. It's a potential crash course between the United States and Canada to face off in the semifinals if both those teams take care of business in their round of 16 game, which the United States is doing, and also their quarterfinal. This is taken away by Torres. And Del Valle won't be able to get there for Puerto Rico. Another goal kick.
Go have a
Here's Pizarro. Pizarro, another heavy touch, gives it away. Shani Warner now. Her touch puts it out of play. Another throw in here for Puerto Rico. Hernandez plays this in behind for Rivera de Jesus. Can she turn the corner? She gets the cross away, and the shot is well over the bar. Ana Diaz coming in, and she knows that she missed a golden opportunity to find a goal of her own. More time on the ball for Puerto Rico. St. Kitts and Nevis just doing what they can. Really no danger of conceding a goal here this afternoon by Puerto Rico. There's Torres, the most recent goal scorer. Now a player down here for St. Kitts and Nevis. That being one of the substitutes, Shanika Francis. She's back on her feet and play can continue on. Here's Pizarro, who rolls this forward. Now Sanabria, or Burnt on the outside. Pizarro. Still Pizarro. Deflecting through. Good last-ditch defending by Udenberg there. Central defense for St. Kitts and Nevis. There's been just constant pressure from Puerto Rico, and that is why this second half has been a little bit slower, as Puerto Rico have just been able to kind of pass it around. St. Kitts and Nevis, no real urgency, to be honest. Here's Pizarro. Pretty much every green jersey back defending. Rivera de Jesus will commit the foul, and a free kick to St. Kitts and Nevis. Yanla Bailey Williams will take it deep in their defensive half. Diaz moves it across for Pizarro. Pizarro lifts it in. Claxton for St. Kitts and Nevis. Here's Zonia Marshall. Marshall trying to play this back for Claxton, and it's cleared away. Another ball played into the middle. Rivera de Jesus now will start the break for Puerto Rico. Bailey Williams stepped in defensively once again. Rivera de Jesus all over the field right now for Puerto Rico. Now Bailey Williams. Trishani Warner. Warner again. A cross block down, and now Puerto Rico will bring it back. Plenty of space to both sides. It's played ahead once again. Diaz brings it in field. Falls to the top of the area. Another shot comes on. This one fired over the bar once again. Jessica Torres was in the area. Another good opportunity for Puerto Rico as they look for an 8th goal today. So in 3 of the 4 games that St. Kitts and Nevis has played, one team has scored 7 goals. Fortunately, it wasn't against them in all 4 games, as they did score 7 against Trinidad and Tobago. But in their losses, a 7-0 loss to Canada, a 5-0 loss to El Salvador, they've been outscored 19-0 in those 3 losses. Rivera de Jesus. For Del Valle. Hernandez keeps it moving. Of course, you have to look at this run for St. Kitts and Nevis with perspective. They only scored 2 goals when they were here 2 years ago. Zonia Marshall and Yanla Bailey Williams scoring those goals. We'll get to that in a minute as Pizarro squares this. Another chance for Liliana Hernandez. And this taken away once again. To have scored 7 goals this year, 2 hat tricks from Jazara Claxton and Yanla Bailey Williams. Making it out of the group stage for the first time. Here is another sub as KZ Boyles will be coming off. She came on at halftime. Sakia Williams will be coming on.
Minuto 84 del partido.
There's the return. Good run here. Diaz was cut off at the last minute by Christiane Mills. Torres, good skill. Pizarro looked like she wanted to line up that shot. Instead, it's Carish Rivera de Jesus. And looks like a goal kick. That last came off of Rivera de Jesus. Five minutes plus whatever stoppage time Crystal Sobers deems is necessary is how long remains in this one. Zonia Marshall carrying this forward. Couple of options in the middle. Good defense by Estefania Gonzalez on the far side. Makes Marshall turn back. Still on here for St. Kitts and Nevis. That shot blocked down. Ball played over the top again. Anderson is there. This ball played ahead, and now a player going down for St. Kitts and Nevis with 2 minutes to go. It will be Puerto Rico moving along, and either Canada or the Cayman Islands awaits. That will no doubt be a tough test. St. Kitts and Nevis did lose 7-0 to Canada, which means if this score holds at 7-0, that game should be pretty close, just based on prior results. Pizarro comes forward again. Pizarro gets it back. Pizarro will take this on with her weaker right foot and fires it over the bar once again. This is given away. Rivera de Jesus. Anderson went down. Again, it's Pizarro. Played through the lines. I think the flag is going to come up anyway. And this is out for a goal kick. Nat Gonzalez and his team will have a couple days to rest before their big game against Canada or the Cayman Islands coming up on Tuesday. That ball was still moving. They'll need to redo this. How much stoppage time? There's still 3 minutes left in this game. Torres. Infield for Ana Diaz. St. Kitts and Nevis now look upfield. It's Pizarro to win it right back for Puerto Rico. Here's Udenberg. Claxton trying to turn the corner. Claxton has some room to run. Felt some contact from behind and went to ground, but no whistle as we're midway through the minimum of 3 minutes. That's a sliding challenge. Will this be anything more than just a foul? It doesn't look like it, but Gonzalez gets a talking to. So now a set piece opportunity for St. Kitts and Nevis. This will be a chance at goal. Anderson able to just see this go over the bar. Pretty close there. And Anderson able to watch it sail out of play. And here comes Puerto Rico for one last gasp in this one. Ball will just trickle out for a throw-in. It'll go Puerto Rico's way. I think when this ball is put back in play, this game will come to a close. Or not. That is it. Puerto Rico, a resounding 7-0 victory. And it will take them into the quarterfinals. This is their best ever appearance at the Concacaf Women's Under-20 Championship. A really good win for Nat Gonzalez and Puerto Rico. As for St. Kitts and Nevis, they bow out of this competition, but it's the farthest they've ever made it in this competition. So that'll do it here from San Cristobal in this first round of 16 match. Puerto Rico 7, St. Kitts and Nevis 0.
We are with Brianna Pizarro. Brianna, how important is this win and qualify to the next round?
This one is very important. It's a good win for us as we qualify to the next round. We just worked our butt off and got a victory.
One step to stay to the final round, but how important is it for Puerto Rico play this type of games?
It's very important. We want to establish a new foundation where we want people to come in and work hard for us. So this is just another step and another victory for us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Your sister playing here?
Yeah, 2 of us.
We are with Chloe Underberg. Chloe, how important was to play this tournament and play this round for St. Kitts and Nevis?
Yeah, I mean, this is the first time we've qualified to the round of 16, so we have to be proud of ourselves for making it this far. I mean, it sucked to lose today, but as an island, we should be proud of ourselves for making it this far for the first time.
What can we expect from St. Kitts in a future tournament after this experience?
Yeah, I think there's a lot to take from here to learn and to move forward. So I think next tournament we'll just come out harder and learn everything that we have from losing this round. So yeah, just for us to come out harder.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Full-time highlights from this round of 16 match between Puerto Rico and St. Kitts and Nevis from the Concacaf Women's Under-20 Championship. The goal scoring got started early for Puerto Rico. An own goal from Iyanla Bailey-Williams opened the scoring in the 8th minute. And from there, the goals would keep on coming for Puerto Rico, as this game followed a similar trend to St. Kitts and Nevis's 7-0 loss to Canada, losing this one 7-0 and giving up 6 in the first half. This would be the second goal for Puerto Rico, and it would be Alondra Nevis, her second goal of this competition. Just bounces right over her head. It was able to play that perfectly, and then puts it right by Salish Rollins in goal. Really no contest there. Another one would come via the foot of Ivy Garner, and it would find the chest of that St. Kitts and Nevis defender, and it was Brooke Hart to follow it up perfectly to find the finish. And that was goal number 3 for Puerto Rico in that first half. And another look at it from behind, right off the inside of the post and into the back of the net. So Hart with her first goal on the day. This would be her second goal. A penalty, just sending it just to the keeper's right. And able to slot that one home. Ivy Garner again would put a ball in, and it would find the head of Brooke Hart for a first half hat trick. Just over a half hour it took for Hart to score that hat trick. Right into the corner, and nothing Salish Rollins could do at that point, as the chances would keep on coming in the first half, and this time it would be Ivy Garner to find the bottom corner once again. And Garner, her first goal of the game, her second in this competition, and come the second half, a little bit slower in terms of pace, but still some chances for Puerto Rico, and Brooke Hart forcing a save out of Salish Rollins. They would eventually get a goal, and it would come right here. And Jessica Torres, her first goal of this competition, able to bring this down very nicely was Yanla Bailey-Williams. Unfortunately, though, it goes right to Torres, who's able to slot it home for goal number 7 and put the finishing touches on this one. Just one goal in the second half for Puerto Rico. They made a whole host of subs, but a really good outing overall as they move on to the quarterfinals for the first time ever. Full-time stats, just those 2 shots for St. Kitts and Nevis, 25 of them for Puerto Rico. And Puerto Rico moves on to take on either Canada or the Cayman Islands. That game will be played in Santo Domingo later on tonight, but that quarterfinal match will be on Tuesday. Up next, here from San Cristobal, El Salvador taking on the Dominican Republic. That game coming up in just about an hour, so stay tuned for another for another round of 16 match. Who will make it to the quarterfinals? It's coming up shortly.
Quiero conservar a su manera, sencillamente compañera.